Hey guys, I'm Gamer back here for another video. Guys, today we'll be going ahead and predicting Team of the Week for tomorrow. Now, starting off where you guys do not know how Team of the Week works, limited time is limited time from the past. There is some really great week 4 performances from the past, and I was trying to figure out which one that you go ahead and choose. Every time I choose a player that has a great week 4 performance from the past, any week 4 performance from the past, EA never chooses that guy. I don't know why, so I'm not even predicting that one. Now, for player of the week, it was actually really difficult to go ahead and limit down who could get this card. The reason why is because there's a lot of good players this week on offense, like an immense amount of players this week who could and should receive cards, but absolutely won't. Now, keep in mind, guys, there used to be a criteria. If your team lost, then you would not get a card. They threw that criteria out the window with Madden 22 coming out. So therefore, if your team could win, your team could lose, your team could literally blown out 40-0 like the Houston Texans, and you could still get a card this week if your guy did good. That's pretty much how that works. Nonetheless, though, Tyreek Hill leads off our charge for player of the week here. Now, player of the week, keep in mind, is a 91 overall, and I don't see how you don't give it to Tyreek Hill. I mean, the man absolutely went off in this contest. Just going ahead and listing off some stats here, like, it was absolutely insanity. He had 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards in the contest against, who did they play against? They played against the Eagles, who was supposed to have really good defense against wide receivers. He had 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. So it's hard not to give him the card. And then you got to look at another guy, Saquon Barkley, who also had 52 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown, 74 through the air, and another touchdown. He had a phenomenal day. My other guy on this list, obviously, is DJ Moore, who went against the Cowboys, not the tough of an opponent, had 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. Scary Terry had a day today against the Falcons. He went ahead and had 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. So all of these players should receive a brand new card, but again, it depends on, you know, honestly, it depends on who they end up choosing for that player of the week. Now, whoever they choose for player of the week, then the other guy will get the 80 overall card. So, for example, if they go Tyreek Hill, then most likely Barkley will go ahead and receive the 80 overall card, because that is the card that, you know, you get the +1 to your upgrade. I do have Bryce Huff here, who is a 66 overall, who actually played really good for the Jets, but at the same time, I kind of realized after putting him in here, it doesn't really matter. That 80 overall spot so far this year has been for +1 overalls to the power up. So pretty much the 280 overalls are just a +1 to whatever power up they want to give, that they didn't give to the player of the week 91 overall. So most likely I'm going to guess is going to be either Barkley or Moore as that +1 to the overall to the power up, and they will get the 80 overall card. So for example, this is probably what it's going to end up being at the end of the day. And there is a fly in my room, guys, and this man is bugging me. So that's most likely what it will end up being. Just write that, a 80 overall Barkley. With that being said, though, I do have Deontay Johnson, who had a freaking phenomenal day for the Steelers, even though they did lose with the against the Packers. I do have him at the 84 overall position. I also do have David, I think his name David Montgomery, behind him. And the reason why is because he had another fantastic day. He should be receiving a brand new card. Now, I have 84 overall Saul Lutatei as the other 84 defensive player. Obviously, offense, one defense. For the 87s, Cordell Patterson, I don't know how he doesn't have a new card. This guy literally does this every single week now. He's an absolute monster every single week, and EA refuses to give him a card, but he should be one of our free players this week, as he had another fantastic day. He should be one of the 87 overall free players. Deebo Samuels is another guy I have on here, as should be another free player. Another fantastic day. For defense, we had 2 sacks with my man here, Tyrus Bowser. He had a phenomenal day. And we also have Tremaine Edmonds, who had an interception in this contest. So again, like I said, it should be interesting to see who they choose. I think every single week, right, we go into these videos and I'm like, okay, here's the players who did really good. Here are the players who went off. Here are the players EA should choose. And EA goes, okay, guess what, guys? We're going to choose one amazing player this week, and everybody else gets, you know, just random players. I kind of feel like that's how they do it, because if I go ahead and show you guys, let me bring it up on the screen for you guys real fast, how many truly amazing players there were this week. it's really mind-boggling. So let me go ahead and pull up the NFL right here, and you guys can see. And let me go ahead and zoom out. I just realized how far I was zoomed in. Let me go ahead and do display capture here. So, like I said before, there's so many crazy players this week. So, Tyreek Hill is starting off our charts. Deebo Samuel's had a phenomenal week. Like right there, bam, 186 yards, 3 touchdowns, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 113, 2 touchdowns. Scary Terry, 123, 2 touchdowns. 92 yards and a touchdown for Deontay Johnson. Like, the list goes on and on, guys. It just continues to go on and on. Let's go ahead and switch over to wide receivers, to running backs. Cordell Patterson had 3 touchdowns this week, guys. Saquon Barkley, he had a touchdown this week. Also 74 on the ground, 52 through the air. Derrick Henry had 157 yards and 1 touchdown. Like, it's insane. Now, by the way, I meant to say for Saquon, he had 52 on the ground, 1 touchdown, 74 through the air. And then David Montgomery, obviously, he had 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris, 61 yards and a touchdown. Even quarterbacks. I didn't even list quarterbacks. I didn't even put them on this list because there's really no point to with how like everybody else went off. I doubt we can get a quarterback. I mean, obviously, Patrick Mahomes had 5 touchdowns, 278 yards, 1 interception. Sam Darnold, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 301 yards. Dak Prescott had 4 touchdowns, 188 yards. Matt Ryan, 4 touchdowns, 283 yards. Like, I just want to see what EA does. I just want to see what EA does and how they approach this, because it seems like every week, I don't know, man, this season has been absolute insanity when it comes to players just absolutely going off every single week. So I want to see how EA does approach this. Like, who are they going to give us, man? Who are they going to give us? Because there's a lot of guys who need to get cards this week. And I'm interested to see how EA does that. But with that being said, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. And just real fast, shout out to the defenses. 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, 5 sacks, 1 interception, 4 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries. I didn't even talk about defenses in this video, but there's a lot of defensive players who also went off. So football is good right now. I'll definitely say I love football being back because everything is crazy with football. But that segues to one last thing before we end up the video, guys. If not done so already, check out my gaming channel. My tech channel called Ryan Tim Tech. Check out my second MUT channel, That MUT Gamer 2. And finally, check out my fantasy football channel, Fantasy Truck Stuff. If you're not done so already, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on all 3 of those channels by the end of this year. If even one of you guys goes over and hits that subscribe button, does help me out immensely. Thank you guys for watching though, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.